you know what I'm saying? If you got a decent credit score and a little bit of money or whatever, you can get a business. You don't have to work and clock into your 9 to 5 all the time. You can take a chance. It gives you the opportunity to take a chance.
Right. So we got Jasmine Harris on the phone right now. Jasmine, you there?
Hey, yes, I am.
Come in to make sure you can you say something again?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
This one, can you hear it, Trail?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I can hear it.
You hear it in one ear or both ears? Which one?
One.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to hang up and call right back, okay?
Okay.
Because I want to make sure we get it in both ears. But Jasmine going to actually answer any question you may have in regards to credit. But we want to have her tell her story a little bit and go from there. There we go. We got both ears now.
Yep.
Hello.
Jasmine. Quit trying to talk out. Hello. Hey, how's it going? Don't be talking like that. Use your regular voice.
I always answer the phone.
Use your regular voice. What's up, Jasmine Harris?
What's up?
From Houston's Financials Credit Repair.
That's right.
That's right. So we got you on the line because we want to actually. So you on the Two Brothers from C-Hillz podcast. We got my boy Trev, Pastor Jackson.
What it
hey,
do?
Trev, Pastor Jackson. How y'all doing?
Well, he ain't a real pastor, but that's his name. But Jasmine, so tell us a little bit about your story, right? Cause what it is that we want people to understand the importance of credit. They talk about getting into a house or something like that, but their credit not worked out, or then also they may have credit that may have been established back when they was a baby, and they didn't know they had bad credit in their name.
Mm-hmm.
So tell a little bit about your story and about how important credit is.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about me. For those of you who don't know and you're listening, I'm originally from Mississippi. Me and my husband moved to Tennessee maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. And when we first got here, we didn't realize that credit was so important because nobody taught us about this stuff growing up. Okay. So when we got here, we tried to apply for an apartment. We tried to get a house. We couldn't get approved for none of that. Like, we literally couldn't finance a piece of bubble gum if we wanted to. So after constantly getting denied time after time again, and with applying for apartment complexes, you're having to pay the application fees every single time. And so those things start to add up. So after being told no so many times, I'm just like, look, these people cannot just be telling me we can't help you because of credit just to tell us that. Like, it had to be something deeper than that.
But how did that play in your mindset, though? Because you from where we from. You from the Section 8 as well. So how did that play in your thought process of thinking, like, was man, is it because I'm black, or is it because I'm from the projects, or what was it? What played in your mindset with that?
I ain't gonna lie. I did think that it was because I was black at first. And I'm like, this is me being completely honest because I didn't know no better. Like, I thought it was because I was black. But then after hearing it so many times from different people, I'm like, look, everybody can't be telling me this because I'm black. It's something really going on, and I need to figure out what it is because we came from living in a government assistant home, and it initially kicked off because I just wanted better for my family. We couldn't get approved for nothing. Robbing people to pay calls, all of those things dealt way over our head. I knew that if I wanted to get my family further in life, then it had to start with credit. And so that's what caused me to take a look at myself and take a look at my husband's report. And we started with ourselves, repairing our stuff, cleaning that stuff up, started getting positive accounts, because that's what's important. You got to start building, you got to start over, you got to build credibility, show the lenders and stuff that you're responsible and that they can trust you.
But hold on, but what she not telling you though, she fast forwarded a little bit because you actually got approached by some folks too about credit repair. Oh, girl, this girl get you right, and because we all done dealt with that before. They're like, oh, this person get you right, pay this much a month. We're gonna get you on point. Tell us about that real quick.
Okay.
While you winning, while you winning, yeah, while you win, yeah. Don't be trying to give her that service. We trying to get right over here. We trying to get our life together.
Okay, so someone actually reached out to me, and they told me that they can repair my credit for me. It was actually two people that I came across. The first person, it was something called I don't know if I can say their name.
Don't give them no credit. Don't give them no credit. We don't want no credit. No, they ain't paying us for that.
Yeah. I was supposed to be repairing other people's credit, but I wasn't actually doing the work. I was just signing them up, and I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the fact that I had people's futures in my hand, but I can't even explain to them what's really going on because people are serious about their credit.
Mm-hmm.
They're serious about reaching their goals. And so I operate with integrity. And so that meant a lot to me to be able to tell them, like, hey, this is what we need you to do in order to get you where you want to be. So that didn't work. The next person, I reached out to her, and she didn't keep in contact.
Okay.
She didn't keep in contact. She really didn't remove anything. It was just a bunch of false, dreams, what we need you to do. Not being realistic with it. And so, I just realized, like, hey, I can take this stuff into my own hands. And it's kind of like how the birth of our business got started.
Because that's when you started doing it yourself. But you're not like everybody else, though. Trev, you got something you want to ask her?
Now I'm listening. I'm listening right now. I got a couple of questions I want to ask her though, but I'm listening to the story.
Okay, all right. Because she can go deep. Because I want her to tell about them teeth.
Oh.
You said you want me to tell you about the what?
I want you to tell them about them teeth. Why credit's so important to you?
Yeah. Okay.
I just love this story.
Trev, go ahead. You got something to ask her.
No teeth.
Hold on. He got to ask you a question though.
Okay.
Okay. What I wanted to ask you though, like coming up in the hood or whatever, and going to schools in that location. Like I didn't go past high school, so from what I experienced, my experience from school, they didn't teach us nothing about credit. Credit wasn't mentioned one time in school. Why the school system don't mention anything about credit, and then when we get out and we get into the world, we just lost in the sauce.
Right. That's actually a great question. Like, that's one of the reasons why I have been trying to get more involved with the community as far as, like, getting inside of the school to kind of teach the children about it. So they can at least hear about it one time, be like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. But that's definitely a problem. I never heard about it in school either. My mom didn't teach me because to this day, she'd be like, you need to leave those credit cards alone. When I first started using them, she's like, you need to stop. That stuff is a trick. I'm like, that? So I think it's just, I don't know why they don't teach it in the school, but I know for a fact, like maybe our parents teach us because they just didn't know. But that's why it's up to us to just break that cycle for our children.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, and I'm gonna give everybody look. If you want to call in and ask Jasmine the question, do so. I will put you in. You can be on the show to ask Jasmine the question. But Jasmine, real quick, tell us why credit was so important to you, and tell us about those teeth.
It was just important to me because, again, when we moved from Mississippi, we couldn't get nothing. The first time that I had my encounter with credit, I was in the store, in JCPenney to be exact. I was shopping. Well, when you get to the counter, they say, hey, if you apply for this credit card, you'll get 10% off of your purchase. So that was my first time having contact with credit. And so I said, okay, sure. I applied for it. I was denied. She was like, they'll send a letter in the mail. Well, we know what that means. Every time they say that, it doesn't happen all the time, but more 9 times out of 10, you didn't get approved.
It's a wrap.
And so at the time, I'm just like, okay, whatever. I just went to the car. And then I did it again. I still was like, okay, whatever. But it wasn't until me and my family was about to be homeless because we had already given up our apartment, the government assisted apartment. We had already put it in somebody else. We let someone else come in and live in.
Subleasing.
So we can move. Yeah. So we could move to Tennessee to seek a better opportunity. So it wasn't until we was on the urge of like falling flat on our face. And so I'm just thinking about my family, like, dang, I'm the reason we came up here. My husband, he made that leap for me because he trusted in me. Our kids, we're going to have to be staying with somebody. Like, that just, like, weighed real heavy on me.
Mm.
And so that's why it was so important to me because I didn't want to let my family down. And I knew we started better, And so that's just where it came from. And then also the story about my teeth. Well, you have cavities and things like that. So if you go to the dental work is expensive.
Mm.
If you don't have that money, you're in pain, can't get your mouth fixed because you don't have insurance, then that's really, that's tricky. And so I was actually missing a tooth on the side of my mouth. And it was so important that I fixed that. Thank God for credit. Because if I hadn't had credit, I wouldn't have been able to get my teeth fixed.
Smiling with half a lip.
Me being able I started hiding my smile, just because I was just like, I felt, I couldn't show nobody that. I felt like I couldn't. And so, thank God for credit because I literally was able to, get a false tooth. So, it just opens up a lot of doors. And that's why it's so important because you don't have to have the money. You just got to have the credit. Versus, if you don't have, if you have the money, you don't have the credit, you still can't get what you want.
Y'all know what Jay-Z said on that one song, right? OJ, when he said that, what's more important than money? Credit.
Right.
Cause that's true when it comes down to it, because credit gets you in some doors, man. But Jasmine, real quick, briefly touch on the fact that when your mama, as well as my mama, and I'm quite sure other people's mama and daddy or whoever was in their life said, don't get no credit card, because they were speaking from experience because they didn't know what the heck they were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why would you think is it why they saying it because they don't know what they're doing, so they tell you don't do it? Not being taught how to properly deal with credit?
Yeah, because let me tell you, if you don't really know, I made some mistakes. I funded my business in the beginning because I believed in myself. In my business, off of those credit cards. When you get way over your head and you have multiple credit cards, so key thing to remember in this part, don't max them out. Only use 30% of those credit cards. Because when you start to get way over your head, you have multiple credit cards. When it comes time to pay those credit cards, even though the monthly payments are sometimes smaller, depending on the interest rate, you're going to have to decide, I'll pay my light bill this month, or do I pay my credit card? Well, you need your life. You're going to have to make a tough call, and you're going to say, forget the credit card. And so that's how you're going to be in more trouble with your credit. So don't mess them out if you have them. And I think that's why our parents say that, is because they don't understand. They don't want you to use all the money. When you use all of the money that they give you or that they approve for, they start to be worried because they don't know if you're in a financial bind. They don't know if they're going to get their money back. So pay 30%, so that way you don't get way over your head with multiple cards or even just one. Because you have to pay them back. I mean, a credit card is just basically a loan,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Trail. Say you got something to say.
I got a question for you though. Like me and my lady, we've been researching something lately, and I just got a question. I don't know about this situation, but we've been researching it. Like if you have if I have a good credit history, my score is through the roof. Is there a benefit for me adding people with bad credit to my card or whatever? Like
Most
adding
definitely.
multiple people.
I would say when you're adding it's okay. I would say make sure that the people you're adding are in your family. Just because sometimes they can close that account if they get the suspicion that those people are not. But let's just say you want to add your kids or you want to add your wife. If you had a credit card and you place them as an authorized user, that's what it's called. They're going to then get all of those on-time payments that you have made on that card and the history of that card. It's going to start reflecting on them in their report. So basically, it's just like it's called piggybacking, and you're basically vouching for them, saying, "Hey, they're okay. They're gonna, they're gonna make these bills on time." So it's really good for a score increase, and if someone is missing or lacking history, that'll be good for them too.
Look at you dropping them jewels on them.
I appreciate that because I know we was interested in like putting like 4 or 5 people on one card, and they're using all their history just to build each other up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because we was doing research on that or whatever.
Yep, that's called authorized users. You're basically adding them on as an authorized user. You don't have to give them the card. I don't know if you know about that. Like, you can cut the card up. Even if you're going to be adding on to someone else's, just make sure that if you're going to be adding on to someone else's, make sure that person's paying their bills on time. Because anything that they do in that card, it will reflect on you. If they miss a payment, then it's showing you missed a payment. If they're over that 30% rule that we just talked about, then you're over that 30% rule that we discussed. So make sure it goes hand in hand with responsibility.
Well, I tell you,
of that card.
Hey, I appreciate that.
That's good stuff right there. Jasmine, I got to ask you this, though. Somebody come to you needing their credit repaired. They ready to get on point. They done paid you a little money, did all that. Okay, I want my score to be a 700 in 2 weeks. What do you say to those folks to understand? Because you're going to do it the legitimate right way. What do you say to those folks that's thinking, how long is it going to take?
I always tell people that it's a process that could take anywhere from 6 months to a year. I have seen people once they start with me, they are able to purchase a home in 3 months. However, if the bill released and would be in the time frame, I would say 6 months to a year. If someone came to me and said, I want a 700 in 2 weeks, then, I would work with them. And no one can promise you those results. No one. If anyone promises you those results, then you definitely want to go the other way. Because credit just simply doesn't work like that. Like, this is something that we're building back up on a month-to-month basis, not on a day-to-day basis. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's only reported every 30 days or something like that, ain't it?
That's
or
right.
48. I forgot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So how can they do that in 2 weeks?
And then they get mad. So when people get mad at you and say, Jasmine, you taking 6 months and I only went up 20 points. But you said the key thing is building, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. You want to build, you want to start over, because they understand a lot of times no one is perfect, and they understand that. Like I said, a lot of us wasn't taught about it. So the key part is building. Even if someone is listening right now, you don't have a secure credit card, get one, because that's going to be, if you started one today, that's going to be the start of your credit history. So get one, get started with that card, pay it on time.
So 2 things. My mom said, and then you let me know if you agree on this, but a lot of credit repair places or companies prey on poor people. Is that true?
Prey on who?
prey on poor people, like low income, because they know you can go to them and try to they want to get their credit worked on. But what I realized that since they want to get the credit worked on, that means they're willing to pay. So then people actually start paying these companies that's like they did you, like you said, it was an epic fail for you. When you try to get your credit on point, you came to somebody and said, oh yeah, we get you right. Don't worry about it, got you. Never follow up with you. Epic fail. But they done got your money though.
Yeah. It's just about choosing the right company. Because you want to, like, the same way you come to me, we got to be able to work together. You know what I'm saying?
You don't fire customers. You don't fire people before. You don't fire clients before. Like, yeah, we ain't going to be able to work together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I just fired my cousin-in-law, actually, last month because she came to me on the first day. She said, do you think my credit will be ready in 3 months? Now, me looking at her credit, I said no. I told her just like that. She kept wanting to rush the process. I can't help you. We're not a good fit because I was honest to up front. So now we can't work together. So it's just about choosing the right person to sell you dreams. They're going to be honest with you. They're going to help and operate with integrity. Because a person like me, my brand means good to me. And money, I'm motivated by goals and by reaching goals and seeing you win. Because when you win, I'm going to win. You know, the money part, that comes later. Or that comes with it, if that makes sense. Just find the right person.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, you'll be good.
So what you think when someone say...
That's what's up. It's like you motivated to help people.
Yeah, I love helping people, yeah.
And that's the truth.
Look,
that's the truth.
Get me in trouble. Yeah, that'll get me in trouble sometimes because you want to help people so much. You know, but yeah, that's the difference. That's what sets me apart.
So, last question for me, then Trevor can ask his last questions or so. What do you say to people that say, I don't have no credit. I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't owe nobody nothing. Is that good or bad? Is having no credit just as bad as having bad credit, or which one is worse?
That's a good question. Lenders are more likely to trust, and you know, Troy.
I know. I'm asking you this question because I even though I know we gotta get everybody up to speed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So lenders are more likely to trust someone with bad credit. I mean, no credit at all. I'm sorry. Hold on, I got distracted. Anyway, lenders are more likely to trust someone with bad credit than no credit at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason being is because they know, at least they can kind of look at your report and know where you have been, who you've done business with, you know, if you paid them on time, if you didn't. But someone who walks in and their credit report is just naked, they don't know what you said, bro.
Is it naked?
They don't know what you're going to do. They're more likely to trust someone. Yeah. So they're not going to trust you because they don't know where you've been and what you're capable of doing. And you would think in the beginning, I thought it would be the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, well, this person's showing you they'll pay their bills on time. But this person not necessarily that they don't pay their bills on time, but this person has shown you that they have collections, whatever. But this person don't have nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you trust this person? So that's just where it comes into building to show them, hey, you didn't know me at first, but you know me now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Trev, you got any last words for Miss Harris?
Hey, what she said was, I've experienced that because I was 35 years old before I started involving myself in credit and buying cars and homes and like contracted cell phone bills or whatever. I didn't have no credit history, but I just want to let her know I appreciate all the information that she for coming on the show, informing us and the people. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, look, Jasmine, go ahead and drop it down. I'm gonna put you in the comments too. But tell us how we can get in, how people can get with you. Cause I seen everyone I know.